And there he is, and the whole world of wrestling knows that he's bad to the bone. I'm talking about Bob Armstrong, the Bullet. He puts his residence in Pensacola, Florida on the line here against Ken Lucas. The loser must leave. The master of the sleeper is entering the ring. I'm talking about the living legend, Ken Lucas.
I want you to know something right now and tell Ken Lucas this. This is not a boxing match. This is a wrestling match. And let me clear it up for all these rednecks. I mean wrestling. This is a wrestling match, not a boxing match. Keep his fist closed.
Bob Armstrong making reference to the fact that this is a wrestling match, not a boxing match. Armstrong knows that Lucas's biggest weapon, other than the sleeper hold, are those fast hands with that boxing background. And yes, I called Ken Lucas the master of the sleeper hold, because after that sleeper match last month on our last card here at All Pro Championship Wrestling, where Bob Armstrong used that illegal foreign object, I just lost all respect for the man. Tried to pass it off like he put Ken Lucas to sleep, when in actuality he had hit him with some knucks or some kind of foreign object that he produced from his tights. It was really a shameful act, and Bob Armstrong should be ashamed of himself. And I'll tell you what, I'm a broadcast journalist. I'm supposed to be unbiased, but I hope Ken Lucas cleans his clock. And you saw Armstrong there pull the hair. To take the living legend Ken Lucas down. One more time, a handful of hair. Bob Armstrong used to be one of the most respected men in the sport of professional wrestling. He's sunk to an all-time low. He and his sons, the Armstrong brothers, Steve and Scott, the first family of professional wrestling has gone straight down the toilet. And yeah, I said it. You heard it here first from Philip J. Farrow. Collar and elbow tie-up between the two legends of the ring. And Lucas trying to shoot Armstrong off into the opposite side, but Armstrong with another handful of hair to maintain that side headlock. He's pulling out all the stops because the loser has to leave Pensacola. I know that the city of Pensacola, Florida means a lot to both men. They both have a rich history in this city. Neither one of them wants to give that up. And there you see Bob Armstrong, who just jacked the jaw of Ken Lucas, and he did it once again. Earlier on, he was stating that it was a wrestling match, not a boxing match. What a hypocrite. There's a big chop right to the chest. Another chop. You could hear that one across the building. Straight right hand to the face. Hey, Bob, this is a wrestling match. Oh, the heck with it. Reversal of the Irish whip and a right hand by Lucas. He's going to beat Bullet Bob at his own game. Irish whip once again. Locks in the sleeper. This is going to be it. Good night, Bob Armstrong, and we'll see ya. Check the arm, ref. I think he's out. Oh. Armstrong had an arm in the ropes. He was fading fast. Come on, Ken, get in there and kick his teeth in. Side headlock and a right hand. Wait a minute, abdominal stretch now applied by the living legend Ken Lucas. He's going for the submission. He's got it in the center of the ring. Nowhere to go for the Bullet Bob Armstrong right here. Rakes the eyes to get out of that predicament. Another shortcut by Bullet Bob. There's a kick to the hamstring. Another big knife edge chop.
5 minutes have elapsed in the match.
And once again, cranking away with those right hands. The living legend Ken Lucas moves into the corner. Another right. He's wheeling and dealing. Bullet Bob just nailed referee Jimmy McGuire in the back of the head. He used the ropes to pin the living legend Ken Lucas. He gets away with another one. This is ridiculous. This can't happen. If I have to go down there myself and tell Jimmy McGuire, slap him in the face and tell him what happened, I'll do it. Wait a minute, here comes All-Pro Championship Wrestling Commissioner John Frankel, along with Robert Gibson, one half of the Rock and Roll Express. And Frankel is straightening McGuire out right here. He's telling Jimmy what's what. Ken Lucas is beside himself. Jimmy McGuire now bringing Bob Armstrong back to the ring. Hopefully they're going to restart the match or something.
Hey, Armstrong. I knew you'd pull something like this, so I stood back there and watched the whole thing. You hit the man in the back of the head, and there ain't gonna be no crap like that going on here.
Yes! Hallelujah! See you later, Bob. Your history. Frankel reversing the decision. He's disqualified Bob Armstrong for striking the official. And he's out of here. See you, Bob. Wouldn't want to be you.
He's a great scientific, technical wrestler. He's from the old style. He goes in there, catches catch can on the mat, a mat technician.
You can't leave Jesse Dalton out. Panama City, Tallahassee, Florida. He's captured titles all over the world, for that matter, beating guys like Greg the Hammer Valentine. Now he's got Greg Brown, and Brown, a student, like I said, from the Oaks Wrestling School, knows move for move, hold for hold, and it's going to be a great contest.
You see Jesse Dalton there soaking in the adulation of the fans. Our opening bout here, 15-minute time limit, 1 fall. Both combatants squaring off there, and it's Jesse Dalton breaking in the ropes, trying to cause some separation between himself and Mr. Brown.
Phil, as you notice, Buddy Dalton, James Dalton outside to give Jesse a little, a little post.
Immoral support is the word you're looking for there,
and that's
Steve.
Exactly right. They locked up, collared, an elbow. Nice arm drag by Jesse Dalton. Dalton now about 275. He fluctuates in weight. Now, you've seen it, Phil. 2-3 months ago, the man was 215 pounds.
Bulking up for this card here in Bainbridge, Georgia. Hip lock takeover, nicely done by the Outlaw, the man from Oil Trough, Texas, the brawler. But he can wrestle in his own right there, Steve.
I'll tell you, the other night, just a couple nights ago, the Rock and Roll Rebel, Jesse Dalton now, against the Rock and Roll Express, Robert Gibson. What a match that was, and that led to a triangle match between this man, Greg Brown, tonight, Bainbridge, Georgia. What a body slam by Dalton.
Dalton just heaved his man up there, hard to the canvas, but look out. Brown out of the way for the leg drop attempt, a boot to the midsection. Picking up the pace here as Greg Brown, Irish whip, drops down. Arm drag takeover, nicely done by Brown. Hip lock. Down to the canvas, hard goes Jesse Dalton. A scoop and a full body slam. And I think Dalton's had enough, heading for higher ground.
He rolls out on the floor, back to, Buddy Dalton, and James Dalton's out there to give him a little support. And he's going to need it, man. I tell you what, Greg Brown's on his toes tonight. This is his hometown. Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Bainbridge. This is his territory. The Dalton rides in like the big cowboy he is. But he's going to have a fight on his hands with Greg.
And Jesse Dalton there complaining about a pull of the jeans. I didn't see that from our vantage point, Steve. The official there, the son of the legendary Dick Dunn, Richard Dunn, putting the count on the Outlaw Jesse Dalton, who re-enters the squared circle now and bringing to the official's attention an attempted pull of the tights or the jeans there by Dalton. Greg Brown, of course, denying it, telling Dunn to ask the crowd here at ringside.
As I was saying earlier, Phil, you kind of, in the closing of that match, that triangle match with Brown, Robert Gibson, and Jesse Dalton, what was the outcome of that match?
Well, I believe it was Dalton there with the foreign object. Wait a second, it looks like he's got something behind his back now, for that matter. Threatening Greg Brown there, the official steps in. Dalton with that foreign object hidden behind his back there. And Greg Brown calling it to the attention of the official, but wait a second, and now Jesse doesn't have it. There might have been a little handoff off the camera there to one of the two men on the outside, one of the Daltons.
Dunn now checking Dalton. Richard Dunn, a fine official from the Gulf Coast Wrestling, Continental Wrestling. He's been around for years. And what a referee to control things, in a match like this. You got to be on your toes. Look out, side headlock by Greg Brown.
Standing side headlock applied by Brown, trying to slow the pace of the match down to a scientific technical match. Dalton shoots him off, a big tackle. Down goes Dalton, drops down. Look at the way Brown floated over there and got the side headlock takeover. Nicely done.
What a match. We still got plenty more, Phil, coming your way. Axe, Smash of Demolition. They're going to be here. The legendary Don Fargo, Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, and much, much more. The ladies will be here tonight. What a pleasure and treat that's going to be for the wrestling fans.
Don't forget the living legend Ken Lucas, master of the sleeper hold. Also our big main event, the Black Sheep, Too Sweet Danny, Roland, and Bobby Dogg, taking on the legendary Rock and Roll Express, consisting of Robert Gibson and his nephew Jason Gibson.
Oh, what a match that's going to be. These guys have tied up in Music City Wrestling. These guys have tied up in Mid-South Wrestling, All Pro Wrestling, all over the states. Tonight, it's going to come to a head. Bainbridge, Georgia, here at the Coliseum. Stand inside headlock once again, but Dalton backs Brown in the corner as Dunn trying to break things up.
Look out, a big shoulder block right into the midsection. Hard left hands by the Texas Southpaw. Hard knife edge chop right to the pectoral region there of Greg Brown. And it's Dalton now taking over with those brawling tactics. Another hard left and threatens the official there. Dunn there taking charge. Blatant chokehold right in front of the referee. Richard Dunn calling for the break there as Greg Brown gasping for oxygen.
I believe Dalton's a little upset. You know, he lost that national title in All Pro Wrestling a few weeks back. He's taking it out on Brown here, as you can see. You know, Dalton, by any means necessary to win a match, he'll pull it all out, pull all the stops out, and go to whatever it takes to be that champion.
You got that right, Steve. I've seen him use a lot of those dirty tactics. Like we were saying, the foreign objects. I've seen him double teaming with his men on the outside. Of course, the Dirty Dalton gang. And right now it's Jesse Dalton, the outlaw, in control, who's a great wrestler in his own right. He's a great technical athlete. You see he locks his man in there, front face lock for the vertical suplex. But it looks like Greg Brown has it blocked.
Look out, Brown with that standing suplex.
And the crowd here in Bainbridge goes wild.
That's 275 pounds plus. And Brown, it took a lot out of him to do that. He rolls out on the floor. Dalton to convert with Buddy Dalton. And this new guy, we always see someone new with the Daltons.
That's absolutely right. They're always looking for a few bad men. And right now they've got James Dalton out there, one of the family members, the Dirty Dalton gang. He's serving as their manager as of late here, as it's Jesse Dalton making his way back inside the squared circle.
What a great wrestling card it's been so far, fans. We still got a lot of great more wrestling action. Larry Strickland and coordinator promoter Bobby Wilson of Globe Star Wrestling put this event together here tonight, Bainbridge, Georgia. Look out, we're going to be coming to Cairo pretty soon, Columbus, Georgia, even to Atlanta. Globe Star Wrestling, the promotion of the future.
That's right, and later on, don't forget we've got a big GSCW, Globe Star Championship Wrestling title match between the Real Deal Randy Steele and the Dark Mage. Randy Steele, the current Globe Star champion, going to be defending that title.
Dalton with the upper hand now, burying the boot. Now trying to choke the man, like I said, by any means necessary. I talked to him earlier. He's really upset about the decision the other night with the Rock and Roll Express and Greg Brown. And the newest member of the Rock and Roll Express, his nephew, Jason Gibson. What an upcoming wrestling young star this guy is. All over Music City Wrestling, and rightfully so. This man, wait a second. Brown, you know, we can sit here and talk. This match is going back and forth, back and forth. Greg Brown, a hometown favorite here in Georgia.
That's right, the pendulum of momentum has swung back and forth time and time again, and Greg Brown now, he's pulling out all the stops. He knows he's got to fight fire with fire. You saw those hard right hands right to the head of Jesse Dalton, now working on the hamstring. And that's where Greg Brown needs to keep Dalton, is on the canvas. He needs to wrestle him on the mat, because that's where his forte lies. Look at the flying forearm smash. Down goes Jesse Dalton. And it's Greg Brown now setting up, drops the elbow, but the pool is empty. Nobody home. Jesse Dalton, the outlaw, had the presence of mind to move out of the way.
Nobody home on that. Dalton back up on his feet, capitalizes on the arm man, and stays with it. That's one thing about Jesse. He's going to try to wear his man down any way he can. And right there on that shoulder, I know the Lightning Kid and the Highlander, we can talk about the upcoming stars. Certainly, we need to talk about the upcoming stars because we're going to see them here shortly.
That's right, it's going to be prime time in a cruiserweight class match, taking on the Lightning Kid, Jerry Reiner, one of the top cruiserweights in the independent circuit today. But right here, we've got a great opening bout as it's Jesse Dalton actually using some wrestling skill now with the armbar. A little outside interference earlier on from Buddy Dalton for extra leverage. But for the most part, Jesse's been wrestling here in the past few minutes. But look at this, from the outside, Buddy Dalton getting his licks in there, behind the official's back, of course.
Buddy Dalton now, he's been with Jesse for years and years. Columbus, Georgia, on December I believe it was December the 12th. We were in Columbus, Georgia, rather. Man, I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. The Daltons against the Armstrongs. Now, Buddy Dalton not on the wrestling card tonight as a wrestler, but as a manager to assist Jesse Dalton. But victorious was the Armstrongs, and you know, people they don't forget the little things like that, Phil.
Oh, of course. You know, the long storied history between Scott and Steve, the Armstrong brothers, and the Texas Outlaws. There's no doubt about it. Nice knee lift there by Greg Brown as he once again takes control over the outlaw Jesse Dalton in this great opening bout. 15-minute time limit, and these two men have been going for quite some time now. Hot and heavy. Here's an Irish whip now to the opposite side from Greg Brown. Back body drop. Did you see the torque there as Jesse Dalton landed right on his keister? Floats over for the cover, does Greg Brown. He gets a 2 count. And now applying a reverse chin lock. And like I said before, Steve, this is where Greg Brown needs to keep his man on the canvas.
Exactly right. There's the Oates family tradition right there. A technical wrestler is Jerry and Ted Oates. If you ever watch professional wrestling, other than the promotion in your own hometown, the independent wrestling is where it's at, Phil, as you will see in these videos that the Independent Wrestling Classic has to offer. I mean, videos that you won't see anywhere else, like the Armstrongs, like Norvell, Austin, the Junkyard Dog, and the list goes on and on. They are available. Getting tongue-tied. They are available at at wrestling cost, and you can pick them up.
That's right,
anywhere.
Independent Wrestling Classics is where it's at today on the independent circuit. You saw Jesse Dalton go downstairs there illegally on Greg Brown. A count of 2 there. Jesse Dalton back in control now, in the driver's seat. A little shove there for the official, showing some disdain. And once again, Richard Dunn threatening to disqualify Jesse Dalton and raise the hand of Greg Brown. But what this is doing is giving Greg Brown a breather, a chance to recuperate. And now it's Greg Brown pulling out all the stops, like I said earlier, with his boot across the larynx of Jesse Dalton, right in front of James Dalton.
Phil, what would you do in the situation that Richard's in? What would the Lightning Kid and the Highlander do? You know, you got to think about that. This man's, he's supposed to be in control of the match. You know, he stars and stripes, and he calls the match. But I'll tell you what, you're in there with these two guys, and it gets hectic sometimes.
Oh, well, all hell's breaking loose. There's no doubt about it. He's got his hands full. There's too many men on the outside. I've always been a proponent of not allowing the manager should stay back in the dressing room. There's a big left hand with that foreign object. The handoff there to James Dalton. The cover is made. Lateral press. There's a count of 3. I got to tell you, justice was not served in this opening bout here in Globe Star Wrestling as Jesse Dalton steals a win. Getting set to enter the ring and square off against the 37-year ring veteran. Your official for this contest is going to be Carl Roach. And Brad looks to be in great condition. This is going to be speed and youth taking on experience. And when I say experience, I'm talking about 37 years in the sport of professional wrestling. The original Junkyard Dog, Norvell Austin. Nothing but the top talent here in Southern States Championship Wrestling. You saw the Junkyard Dog 2 weeks ago on our program taking on Bob Sparkplug Holly of the World Wrestling Federation. Nice arm drag there by Brad. And the Dog insinuating that Armstrong pulled the hair. I'll tell you, Austin's been out of wrestling for a couple of years, but he has not lost a step. He still knows that squared circle like the back of his hand. Side headlock applied now by Brad Armstrong. Jockeying for a position now is the original Junkyard Dog, Norvell Austin. Armstrong refusing to let go of the headlock. Big, powerful arms of Brad Armstrong. Norvell shoots him off. Big tackle. Down goes Austin. Drop down. Reversal of the hip toss attempts. Norvell stopping the momentum once again. Calling the official over, and this time I think he's claiming a pull of the tights. Brad Armstrong just a total package in that ring. He's got the speed, the strength, the skill. He's got it all. But then again, he is an Armstrong. He's got it in his genes. The son of the Bullet Bob Armstrong. Former Smoky Mountain heavyweight champion Brett Armstrong locking up once again in the center of the squared circle. Side headlock applied now once again. Sticking to the basics is Brad, and that's a good way to avoid mistakes in the ring, because you don't want to make a mistake against a man like Norvell Austin, because he will capitalize. Austin looked like he was going for the hair there. A good official here, Carl Roach, went back there to check things out. But as you saw in our first contest, even a great referee doesn't catch everything. The superstar there stealing a win over the Lightning Kid Jerry Reiner, and I know that was a disappointing loss for the young man. Top wrist lock applied, and it looked like he might have got a handful of hair there, pulling Armstrong down. Roach there asking him. And of course Norvell denying it. Then again, what's he gonna say? Yeah, I pulled his hair, ref. Here, let me break the hold. That'll be the day. Brad now trying to fight his way up. Austin knows exactly how to apply each and every wrestling hold to its peak efficiency. That's what that experience gives you. Working on the shoulder and the elbow joint now with this arm bar. And when a man like Norvell Austin puts an arm bar on you, it's not just a wear down hold. It's not just a hold to try to wear down your opponent and sap his strength. It's practically a submission hold. Crisscross here. Drop down by Armstrong. Step over by Austin. Big hip toss there. And Armstrong waiting for his man. Nails him with an arm drag. And now it's Armstrong once again in the driver's seat. In my opinion, Brad Armstrong, as athletically superior as any athlete in the sport of professional wrestling right now. I mean, he is in great condition, and every move is just so crisp, so clean. He's a real joy to watch. Winding the wrist lock now is Armstrong. Norvell Austin always thinking in the ring. Gets a handful of tights. Shoots Brad off. Big tackle. Down goes Austin. Drop down. And the big knee lift by the Dogg. One of his trademark moves there, and it caught Armstrong flush on the head. Shucking and jiving in the ring now is the original Junkyard Dog, Norvell Austin. You just can't say enough about either one of these competitors. A great main event here this week. The big headbutt, and down goes Armstrong. Double axe handle smash to the shoulder blades there. And Norvell firmly in the driver's seat now. Big knee lift. Armstrong checking his teeth there. That one caught him flush in the face. And Norvell Austin loves to holler at the crowd. He loves to get a reaction out of the ringside fans. Clubbing fist to the jaw there. Norvell controlling the match. Big full body slam. And a celebration by Norvell Austin. Classic Junkyard Dog there. Armstrong's going to have to capitalize on a mistake by Austin here because Norvell is not going to give up control easily. When a veteran like Norvell Austin gets in command, it's very hard to rally a comeback. It's going to take small package. That was a 3 count. It's over. What a surprise there. It ended quickly, and the winner of the match is going to be Bad Brad Armstrong.
The winner of this match gets a shot at Cyrus LeVay's Dirty South Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. It is no disqualification. It is false count anyway, so follow the warning of Mr. Kurt Diamond and keep an eye on these guys. They're monsters. But what I want to do, I want to make sure this is completely fair. I want no outside interference from anybody. So I talked to one of the guys in the back. He's going to kind of keep an eye on things. Ladies and gentlemen, from Alabama, my special ringside enforcer, Cornbread.
You heard it right out of the horse's mouth there, fans. The Director of Wrestling Operations, Kyle Sasso, appointing Cornbread.
Don't let anybody from the back interfere. I want a clear-cut winner. Cornbread, everybody.
Special ringside enforcer, the man from off Alabama, with a little hug there for the Director of Wrestling Operations. Nick Vortex not too happy about that decision, it seems. Wait a second, attacking before the bell, Vortex. As I'm being rejoined now by Kyle Sasso, the Director of Wrestling Operations here at the booth. And Sasso, a great idea there, appointing Cornbread special ringside enforcer.
Well, thank you, Brian Nudgy. I just, there's been so much controversy about this #1 contender. I don't want either party to, somebody interfered, I was screwed. I want to make sure that they have a match. Even though it is no disqualification, falls count anywhere. I mean, there's a lot of hatred going into this match, too. These guys just don't like each other. And I would hate for Jerry or Nick Vortex to say, hey, why don't you come in and help me out a little bit? I figure a guy I can trust, Cornbread, is going to keep an eye on things for me.
And Reiner with a cover there after the short drop kick. Flurry of offense there from Mr. Electricity. And right now, Nick Vortex escaping to the arena floor. However, if he so chose, Mr. Electricity could follow him right out there and go for a cover.
Jerry is a 15-year ring veteran, and I said ring veteran. Jerry's not really accustomed to working these kind of matches. Vortex has a little bit of history in it, but he's more comfortable working in the ring too. But to get the better of Jerry wrestling-wise, probably wants to do it outside. Jerry not taking the bait.
That's an excellent point there. Mr. Electricity now getting the fans at ringside here in Bruton, Alabama at the National Guard Armory for Dirty South Pro Wrestling into the match here.
That is one advantage that Reiner has. The fans are on his side here, and that could help. They can get him out of a slump. It's the 12th man, they say in football.
Nick Vortex now with the arm wringer, taking control. Going to the hammerlock now. Reiner looking for an escape. Quick reversal there. Switches to the standing side headlock. Going back to the hammerlock, drop toe hold. Nice wrestling shown here by the veteran, Mr. Electricity.
Took the future icon by surprise. He's got him grounded now. Jerry is dictating the pace of this match.
And you can tell both men kind of feeling each other out at this point in the contest. Neither one of them wanting to make that dreaded early mistake. Hard into the buckle goes the back of Reiner. Shoulder block right to the midsection from Nick Vortex. Fires his man in. Reversal of the Irish whip. Reiner with a clothesline. Looks like he's going for that standing bulldog.
Boom, dropped him over the knee.
Backbreaker to the lower lumbar region. Vortex off the ropes, dropping the elbow, a la the Great Muta.
You got to think, Vortex probably scouted that bulldog. These guys have wrestled each other up and down the coast. They know each other. They know each other's offense.
Interesting to point out here, choking blatantly right in front of the official is Nick Vortex, but there's no disqualification in this match. There's very little that Archie Brooks can do about it.
You're right, there is no disqualification. That is a shortcut, although you cannot be penalized for your shortcuts in this match.
Head of steam and a running kick there to the face, showing the effects on Jerry Reiner. Hard forearm shots right to the side of the head, and a jumping enziguri kick. Right now, the Future Icon has this match well in hand.
Fans getting out of the way, smart on their part.
Action in the ringside area here. Hard right hand from Nick Vortex, firing away. And Reiner shoots back. To the eyes goes Nick Vortex.
Not illegal, but a shortcut.
Face first into the steel chair there. Wait a minute, got a little too close to Cornbread. And it looked as if Cornbread was gesturing to Nick Vortex, I've got my eye on you. What's the Future Icon looking for?
Who knows? I saw him walking around the ring before the show started. He may have put some weapons, something to take Jerry down.
And Reiner just went postal. He ate a face full of steel, courtesy of the Future Icon. The official Archie Brooks there checking on Reiner. Hard kick right to the ribs.
So you got a sign? Is that a road sign?
It looked like some sort of road sign. He's got it right in the middle of the ring. Reiner blocks the shot. Look out, DDT right on that road sign.
Yeah, that kind of backfired.
Reiner, though, not quick to capitalize. And now it's Reiner. Looks like he's going to take Vortex to the arena floor. Right at the feet of the fans here in Bruton. And it looks like Reiner's looking for some sort of weapon underneath the ring.
I think he's got a road sign himself. And the fans in Bruton are eating it up. They do not like the Future Icon.
Reiner, it looked like he's got a steel baking sheet. Crowning Vortex right on top of the skull. Reiner going for a cover. Not a very good view here, but Archie Brooks with only a count of 2. Fans, don't forget you can go to www.DirtySouthProWrestling.com for all the information on the upcoming events for Dirty South Pro Wrestling as well as results. And Nick Vortex with a short drop kick cutting Reiner off. You could hear that one connect.
Yeah, that one put him out.
It's been a great card from top to bottom. Vortex now with the bottom of his foot right on Reiner's face.
Could be going for that face wash. Boom!
Oh, and did it ever connect?
He's going for another one.
Good grief!
Face wash squared there.
Does Reiner even still have a face? I mean, he really connected with the head region of Jerry Reiner there.
Unbelievable. I'm not sure Reiner is even conscious at this point. Archie Brooks checking on him.
Vortex got another sign. Now what's he chasing Archie Brooks for?
Because he's the Future Icon. He's got an attitude problem.
Brooks there pointing at Cornbread.
Looks like he's running for safety.
Smart move. Hard kick to the back of the thigh, it looked like there. Vortex picking his man up. Short punch right to the forehead. Delivering the punishment now. The Future Icon with a kick right to the face. And the tide of this contest has turned several times already. And once again in the driver's seat, the future icon, Nick Vortex.
It looks like Jerry Reiner is actually maybe bleeding. The double dose of the face wash may have busted Jerry open.
A spear out of the corner.
Things are not looking good for Reiner at this point.
Jerry Reiner's body deflecting off of Nick Vortex with all that momentum. And I think you're right. I think Reiner's busted wide open. It's hard to tell from our vantage point. Here's a cover. Looks like Reiner's trying to get the blood out of his eyes.
Ugh.
Yeah, Reiner's got a good-sized laceration there. What's this going to be? Vortex setting his man up, boot right to the side of the face.
Yeah, you got that arm held, that boot right to the face, that's going to, not only is it a kick to the face, that's a dislocation of the shoulder. That is a good little combo there.
Standing moonsault, great agility shown by the 230-pound Nick Vortex. It looks like Reiner might be out. Wait a minute, Vortex with some sort of object. Looked like a piece of rope or string. He's putting it right across Reiner's throat.
Again, legal. Archie Brooks saying, hey man, that's, this is #1 contender match. You might not want to be taking these shortcuts, but Vortex likes to take them.
Hard kick to the face there from Reiner. And a lariat taking the bigger man to the canvas. Last-ditch effort here from Jerry Reiner to try to get back in this matchup. Trying to rally the fans behind him. He's got another one of those baking sheets. Good grief! Reiner uncorking on Vortex. Vicious kicks right to the face. And now repeated knees right to the chest. Reiner means business, shoots his man in. Head of steam with that lariat in the corner. And there's the standing bulldog. And it looked like Vortex might have connected with that road sign once again.
Wow.
Could be all.
I'm pretty sure Future Icon's going on instinct at this point. A rapid succession of that much offense from Reiner is definitely going to put Nick out on his toes. I mean, he's just completely going on instinct, I believe.
Reiner shoots his man and the flying lariat. Shades of Reiner's hero growing up, Barry Windham from Texas. Short leg drop. Not a great cover there from Reiner, only could throw one arm over, but both men very fatigued by this point in the match.
Very, very physical match. Not only do you have to worry about the moves that are going to happen to you in the ring, but obviously the moves outside, and the weapons, the concrete floor, just the fact that it's unsafe out there.
The knees of Nick Vortex connecting to the lungs of Jerry Reiner there, knocking all of the breath out of his body. Good defensive maneuver there for Nick Vortex to cause some separation.
Looks like he's going for a trash can here. Again, legal.
And those cans here at the National Guard Armory, heavy duty. Oh, he's going to kill him. Look out, nobody home. Reiner with the presence of mind to move out of the way. He just super kicked that trash can right out of the hands of the future icon. It's a toss-up now, anybody's match.
Low drop kick. Jerry's got to do something big.
Wait a minute. He put his opponent right in the garbage. Good grief, wow. Shining Wizard. Ringing the bell of the future icon.
Jerry's not covering him. He's calling for one more.
This might be a mistake, I don't know.
Mr. Electricity is calling for one more. This is going to be one of those make or break instances. If he hits this, he could very well win the match.
Unable to mount any defense there. Vortex out on his back. There's the cover and the count, and it's over. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a definitive #1 contender here in Dirty South Pro Wrestling.
Mr. Omega Cyrus, what happened?
Wait a second, it's the champion, Cyrus LeVay, hitting the ring.
Cornbread's down.
I saw a steel chair. We didn't get to see what happened, but
Wait.
Cornbread is on his back.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I got it. Excuse me 1 sec.
Yeah, get out there. Our director of wrestling operations, Kyle Sasso, is making his way to ringside. Cornbread hitting the ring now. Vortex and LeVay fleeing to the arena floor.
Come on, this is like the third time I'm out here, and people are tired of seeing me. Jerry Reiner, congratulations on your #1 contender. Let's hear it from Jerry.
There's your winner.
However, there's something else to tell. In 2 weeks, on February 17th, we will have a main event tag match. Mr. Omega, Cyrus LeVay, your champion, and the future icon Nick Vortex against Mitchell and Jerry Reiner and Cornbread.
All right, wrestling fans, we're set for our next contest of the evening, a tag team extravaganza. As the man you see walking down the aisle to the ring right now, Marvelous Marcel Pringle from Mobile, Alabama, along with his tag team partner, the Hollywood Hustler Bobby Dahl, to take on the Carolina Kid in his second appearance on the card, and his partner, the Alaskan Wolfman from Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Now the Carolina Kid will not only wrestle this tag team bout, but once more in the main event against the Armstrongs, along with one half of the Rock and Roll Express, Robert Gibson.
First of all, one of Alabama's biggest box office draws. He's here tonight from Port City of Norvell, Alabama. Let's hear it for the marvelous one, Marcel Pringle.
Look at Pringle strut there.
And ladies and gentlemen, he returns back out to the ring to win once again. Here he is, Bobby Dahl.
And the announcement of the Hollywood Hustler.
And their opponents. A special tag team matchup here.
Their opponents are going to be the Carolina Kid, a rising, upcoming star in the sport of professional wrestling, and his tag team partner, a veteran of the Mat Wars, the Alaskan Wolfman from Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And the crowd goes wild for this tandem. The Wolfman swinging that axe, that hatchet. Not hard to tell who the fan favorites in this tag team contest are, wrestling fans. Marcel on the microphone. Oh great, now Dahl's got the microphone. I think I heard the Barbie chant there momentarily. And the bell is sounded. The match will begin as the Alaskan Wolfman stares straight across the squared circle at the Hollywood Hustler himself, Bobby Dahl. Marcel Pringle making reference on the house mic before the match began, stating that the Carolina Kid will not make it to the main event to be the partner of Robert Gibson, promising that he and Bobby Dahl would put the Kid out in this match right here. And I certainly hope that that does not occur. What's the Wolfman looking at? He's got Dahl kind of dumbfounded there. Hey, watch your back, Jack. In these tag team matches, you have to have eyes in the back of your head. There's a collar and elbow tie-up in the center of the ring. Both men jockeying for position. The Wolfman backs Dahl to the corner buckle. A clean break. And a howl. The Wolfman's really got this crowd here at the fairgrounds howling. This Alaskan Wolfman's just a little bit off. I don't think he's playing with a full deck, but nonetheless, he can get it done in the squared circle. Dahl there talking to his associate, Marcel Pringle, making reference to the Alaskan Wolfman, saying that he's not all there perhaps. Collar and elbow tie-up once again. And Dahl is backed into his own corner now. I think Bobby Dahl wanted a tag there, and Marcel Pringle didn't want to have anything to do with the Alaskan Wolfman. This crowd here at the Pensacola Fairgrounds really getting into the action as Marcel Pringle steps into the ring legally. Listen to those howls coming out of this crowd. Jimmy McGuire getting involved. And Marcel Pringle scoots out of the ring underneath the bottom rope. Gonna take a little time out on the arena floor. Perhaps discussing his game plan there with his tag team partner, the Hollywood Hustler, Bobby Dahl. We've yet to see the Carolina Kid in the ring, which may be a good thing. He's gonna have to save his strength for that main event. As you saw earlier, fans, Commissioner of All Pro Championship Wrestling, John Frankel, allowing Steve and Scott, the Armstrong brothers, to pick and choose the tag team opposition, the partner for one half of the Rock and Roll Express, Robert Gibson. And of course, they picked the smallest man. I guess they figure he'll put up the least opposition, not to mention the fact that he's already had a singles match at the beginning of the night. Now he's having this tag team match, and then he'll have to come back and wrestle a third time. Greco-Roman knuckle lock there. Test of strength, and it looks like the Alaskan Wolfman stomping on the fingers of Marcel Pringle. Man, that's gotta hurt. A great crowd here at the fairgrounds. They really love their wrestling here in Pensacola, Florida. Next up, fans, don't miss the semi-main event. In itself could be a main event anywhere in the country. Talking about the living legend Ken Lucas taking on the Bullet, Bob Armstrong. Loser leaves Pensacola for good. Collar and elbow tie-up between Marvelous Marcel Pringle and the Alaskan Wolfman. They're rolling along the ropes there. Marcel goes for a big right, blocked, and a return shot from the Alaskan Wolfman sends Marcel to one knee. Dahl and Pringle there complaining about the clenched fist. That doesn't make any sense to me, fans. He was trying to hit the Alaskan Wolfman with a clenched fist himself. Turnabout is fair play. There's a collar and elbow tie-up. Standing side headlock applied by the Alaskan Wolfman. Marcel trying to reverse to a top wrist lock, but doesn't quite have the vertical base there. The leverage that he needs to get out of this side headlock. There's the first legal tag for the team of the Alaskan Wolfman and the Carolina Kid. Standing wrist lock applied by the Kid now. Irish whips Marcel into the ropes, drop down by the Kid. Arm drag takeover, well executed. Once again, Marcel's out of the squared circle. I tell you what, Marvelous Marcel spends as much time on the arena floor as he does inside the ring. Wrist lock once again applied now by the Carolina Kid. There's the legal tag to the Alaskan Wolfman, his tag team partner from the second rope. Double axe handle coming down with all that impact on the arm of the Marvelous One himself, the cousin of Percival Pringle III, a.k.a. Paul Bearer in the World Wrestling Federation. Winding that wrist lock, but a rake of the eyes, that'll stop a bull elephant. Slams the head of the Alaskan Wolfman into the opposite turnbuckle. Straight right hand to the chin, and another. Make it a trifecta by the Marvelous One. A stomp to the midsection. There's a tag on the side of Dahl and Pringle. And Bobby Dahl just hammering away and snaps the throat of the Alaskan Wolfman off the top rope. Bobby Dahl now legal in the ring. And I'll tell you what, this guy's got as much talent as anyone in this sport today. The potential for this man is just unlimited, but he's not going to get the pin on the Alaskan Wolfman with one foot. Front face lock now applied by Dahl. This is a hold that Bobby Dahl, over the years, I've noticed he likes to use to wear his opponents down and take a breather himself. He likes to get a choke in on the side, as he's doing right now. But Jimmy McGuire, I think the veteran official that he is wise to Dahl. Dahl now trying to coax the Carolina Kid into the ring, and it works. Pringle's doing the damage behind the official's back. Little altercation between Dahl and the Kid, and the official needs to get the Carolina Kid out of the ring. He's not the legal man. He's letting his emotions carry him away here, and allowing a double team in the corner of the Hollywood Hustler Bobby Dahl and the Marvelous One himself, Marcel Pringle. Dahl exposing the rib area for his partner Marcel, who booted him right in the ribs, and now is taken over on the Alaskan Wolfman. Follows him into his own corner with a big boot. He's going to try to take on both partners, it looked like. Bad move by Marcel. He needed to cut the ring off. Double chop to the trapezius area of Marcel Pringle. And that was all the team of the Carolina Kid and the Alaska Wolfman needed to get this match back. Oh, but look out. Rushed in with a full head of steam and caught a boot to the midsection. The crafty ring veteran, Marvelous Marcel Pringle in there. Smashing the forehead of the Carolina Kid into the top turnbuckle. Dahl now on the top rope. Bulldogs the Kid to the canvas, and this is going to be all if he goes for the cover. but instead he chooses to badmouth the Carolina Kid, the bad attitude of Bobby Dahl, the Hollywood Hustler. Look at the Carolina Kid fighting back. He's on top with rights and lefts, hammering away at the head of Bobby Dahl. Dahl turns him over. It's turned into a schoolyard fist fight right here. Dahl now locks his man in. Well executed vertical suplex. What a tag team match this has been, wrestling fans. Forearm shot across the back of the neck. Dahl taking over on the Carolina Kid. Irish whip to the opposite side. Reverse elbow smash to the butt of the jaw. Hooks the leg. This could be all. The Kid kicks out at 2. Dahl's going to take that chance. He goes to the second rope. Dangerous territory. Misses with the flying elbow smash. Allowing his opponent to make the tag. The Freshman is in, and the Alaskan Wolfman is going to try to clean the house with the Hollywood Hustler. There's a shot to the midsection. Wait a minute. The Carolina Kid with a nice swinging neck breaker. Big leg drop by the Alaskan Wolfman. Drop kick to Marvelous Marcel. That's the 3 count. The match is over. The winners are going to be the team of the Alaskan Wolfman and the Carolina Kid. It looks like the Executioner has someone at ringside with him. I believe that's the Eliminator. Another masked man competing here in Gulf Coast Wrestling. As we await the arrival of the champion, the Trooper. And he's a real big favorite here at Cops for Kids, I'll tell you. Once again, a great charity event sponsored by Gulf Coast Wrestling.
You heard from him earlier, making his way to the ring. He is our current champion. Weighing in at 230 pounds, from the great United States of America. Welcome to the ring, the man we call the Trooper.
And here he comes. He stands for law and order in professional wrestling. A big fan favorite here in Panama City, Florida, the Trooper. Making his way around ringside. High fives for all the ringside fans. But I think he's taken notice of the Eliminator at ringside here with the Executioner.
Hey, this man don't belong out here, the Eliminator.
I would agree with that.
My matches and stuff, no. This is a very important match right here for me today.
Possibly one of the toughest title matches to date for the Trooper as he faces the Executioner.
Ringside, I'll know. Referee, in the dressing room, I showed you this man's manager license. It's a temporary one-day license.
Apparently, the Eliminator does have a manager's license. I've been informed. That is confirmed. So he will be allowed to stay at ringside with the Executioner.
Loud. All right, give us a bell. 20-minute time limit.
And the odds are stacked against the Trooper here. Could be a 2-on-1 situation. This particular official, AJ, likes to let him go at it. He lets a lot of rule breaking slide, as you saw in our last contest. Already ducking through the ropes to get away from his opponent, the Executioner. And this is a championship match, wrestling fans. Collar and elbow type, center ring side headlock applied now by the champion, the Trooper. Takes his man to the canvas. And I believe that's where the Trooper needs to wrestle this match, on the mat.
Still maintaining that headlock.
If he tries to go toe-to-toe with the Executioner, I think he's going to come up on the losing end of the stick or the axe. whichever you prefer. Sorry, fans, I had to say it. Nice head scissor reversal here. Good wrestling shown by the executioner, the masked man. But making his way out of the hold there was the Trooper.
Trooper kicks out of it.
Nice drop toe hold by the Trooper. Floats over and grabs the ankle lock.
Got an ankle lock on him.
Lateral press cover hooks the far leg, but only a count of 2.
Only 2 count.
And you can tell the Trooper wants to get this match over as quickly as possible. Full body slam now applied by the champion. Quick vertical suplex, floats over for the cover, hooks the leg.
Suplex goes into a cover. His legs on
Great wrestling being shown here by the champion, the Trooper.
The executioner with good ring presence.
Backs his man into the corner, Irish whip into the buckle. Head of steam, but nobody home. And a big clothesline right to the face.
Goes up to the ropes.
Look out off the second turnbuckle. The executioner flies through the air and drops the knee right across the chin of the Trooper. This could be all.
Going for a lackadaisical cover. He's there for a cover, but no one there to count. Sends the Trooper out.
Shoots his man through the ropes right on that hard ground. And it looks like the Eliminator's going to try to get himself involved. And the official now distracted by the executioner. The Trooper takes a hard right hand and is thrown unceremoniously back inside the squared circle. Setting his man up now. Belly to back suplex by the executioner. Once again, a lackadaisical cover. Only one hand.
Gets a 1 count.
Now he's got his shin draped across the throat, arguing with the official as he chokes the life right out of the Trooper. And the champion is in dire straits at this point in time in the matchup. And it's the executioner choking away on that top rope. Slingshots his man back into the squared circle. And the executioner is now dominating the Trooper on his way to try to become the champion of Gulf Coast Wrestling. This match is for the heavyweight title, as it's the executioner dropping an elbow right to the sternum in succession. Tries to cover the man with 1 foot. You're not going to beat the Trooper that way. Shot to the midsection there by the Trooper. Temporarily stuns the executioner. Knife edge chops right across the chest as he tries to mount the comeback. Snapmare takeover. And the crowd getting behind the Trooper. Full body slam. Signaling to the crowd, hits the ropes for momentum, but look out, the Eliminator tripped him up.
Ring apron or something.
Interference by the Eliminator there. The flying cross chop. That's the coup de grace. Look out, the feet are on the ropes. With added leverage from the outside with the Eliminator. And the executioner, it would appear, has stolen the Gulf Coast Wrestling Heavyweight Championship title from the Trooper. We have a new champion, but the action will not stop there.
Not done because it looks like they're doing a little 2-on-1.
Holding the man from behind is the Eliminator as the executioner hammers away. And another cheap shot from the Eliminator. Stay tuned, wrestling fans. Up next, our main event, 6-man tag team action as the Trooper's going to get his chance for revenge.
They're risking a DQ,
Stay tuned.
even though he won the match. Finally, they get off him.
More wrestling action here on Independent Wrestling Classics. It's El Cobra, the Mexican sensation, taking on the Hollywood hustler Bobby Dahl, and the Cobra's jump-starting the action here this week. Arm drag takedown. Big full body slam on Bobby Dahl. Puts his man into the ropes. Irish whip. High back body drop, and down goes Dahl. The Cobra's on fire here this week, ladies and gentlemen. This match taking place in Crestview, Florida. The crowd solidly behind the Mexican sensation El Cobra. Jerry Reiner, the referee for this contest, putting the count on Dahl now, pushing El Cobra back to the neutral corner. There you see Cajun Joe, Bobby Dahl's manager, on the outside. Great crowd on hand at the Crestview High School. Meeting of the minds on the outside of the ring between the Hollywood Hustler, Bobby Dahl, and Cajun Joe, as the Cobra awaits the arrival of his opponent. Wait a minute! Over the top rope, flying body press. He couldn't wait. Snap mirrors him on the floor. El Cobra using those high-flying tactics, taking over on his opponent. Reverse chinlock applied, takes Dahl over to the mat. Bearing down with all the weight and the pressure on the neck of the Hollywood Hustler. Bad boy Bobby Dahl. Referee Jerry Reiner down there asking Dahl if he wants to give it up. Wait a minute. It looks like the Cobra is going to hook his man here. Pins the shoulders to the mat. One of those unique Mexican wrestling moves, Lucha Libre. And it looks like he's slamming the head of Dahl into the canvas. Again and again, repeatedly. Dahl's on Dream Street. Not an auspicious beginning to this match for Bobby Dahl. Modified sleeper hold applied. Trying to wear Dahl down, and he's doing a pretty good job of it, I'd say, so far. This El Cobra, out of nowhere, we don't know much about him except that he's one of the Lucha Libre stars from Mexico. But apparently, he can get on the mat and wrestle with you. And he's just electrified this crowd so far. Dahl needs to find an escape and try to get some offense going here. Wait a second. Belly to back suplex. It's like Bobby Dahl must have heard me. Dropping the Cobra on the back of his head. And now Dahl taking over with a big stomp to the back of the neck. The crowd solidly behind El Cobra. Dahl trying to keep his man down. Forearm smash to the shoulder blades there. And Dahl ramming the Cobra's head into the top turnbuckle. What's he doing now? Dragging the legs of his opponent underneath the outside of the ring. What is he doing? Wait a sec. Oh no! I don't need to describe that one, fans. Pulling both legs and ramming the groin of El Cobra into the ring post. Jerry Reiner being pretty lenient with the rules here. He is warning Dahl, however, to keep it above the waist. And the Hollywood Hustler taking over now. Somewhat dubious tactics. Step over toe hold applied on the Cobra. Great crowd on hand here in Crestview. This is our second match of the show in our main event this week. You'll see the Head Shrinkers taking on Sinister Kane and the Barbarian, one half of the Powers of Pain. That's going to be an all-out war. Dropping the knee to the leg of Bobby Dahl now is El Cobra, as he now has the step-over toe hold applied. The masked man from Mexico. Taking Dahl over. Really working on that hamstring and that ankle. Trying to wear Dahl down. Twisting the ankle now against the grain. Now working on the knee. Looks like he's going to turn him over. Stomping the knee into the canvas. And a kick to the back of the knee. This Cobra knows his wrestling, that's for sure. He's picked out a part of the body. Dahl with his arms in the ropes. Referee Jerry Reiner counting on the Cobra to break the hold. That last succession of moves is really going to wear down the ability and agility and mobility of Bobby Dahl. Short right hand to the lower midsection. I couldn't tell if that was a low blow or not. Dahl now setting his man up. Full body slam. Dahl in great condition. His wheels seem to be all right to me. Flying fist drop from the second turnbuckle. Hits the ropes for momentum. High leg drop. Referee Jerry Reiner counts 2. Cajun Joe livid on the outside. Rumors abound in the dressing room, fans, as Bobby Dahl drops the leg. Low blow there. Rumors abound in the dressing room, fans, that Bobby Dahl was none too happy that Cajun Joe bought his contract. That's just what I hear. As Dahl uses the top rope for added leverage, referee Jerry Reiner asking the Cobra if he wants to give it up. He suspects that Dahl was using the rope, asking the fans now. And Dahl once again using the top rope. A blatant lie right to referee Jerry Reiner's face. And now it's Cajun Joe adding the leverage, but Reiner caught the deed, forcing Dahl to break the hold now. And now it's Dahl ramming the knee of the Cobra into the canvas. He's going to try to work on the legs of the Mexican superstar. Draping his leg across the bottom rope, coming down with all his weight across the hamstring and the thigh muscle. The crowd solidly behind the Cobra. Irish whip to the opposite side by Dahl. Back body drop, and the Cobra goes down.
10 minutes have gone by in this match. 10 minutes have gone by.
Our ring announcer, Steve Savage, announcing that 10 minutes are gone in this contest. As Dahl applies a reverse chin lock, driving the knee between the shoulders, using the leverage and the weight to try to wear down the Mexican superstar El Cobra. There you get a great shot here of the capacity crowd in Crestview. Squeezing on the sides of the head is Dahl as the Cobra tries to fight his way up. An elbow to the midsection of Bobby Dahl. Irish whip to the opposite side. Telegraph the backdrop, and Dahl with a DDT as Cajun Joe hops up on the ring apron in excitement. Referee Jerry Reiner ordering him to get back down onto the arena floor. Once again, Cajun Joe is up on the apron. That Cajun Joe is just a menace. Side headlock takeover by Bobby Dahl. Dahl now working his man on the mat. Some great mat wrestling displayed in this contest thus far. Both of these men very technically sound. As the Cobra snatches the head scissors on Bobby Dahl. Dahl now trying to find an escape. And he does. Once again with the side headlock on the mat. You've seen it all so far, folks. You've seen some brawling by Bobby Dahl, some high aerial tactics by El Cobra, and great technical, scientific wrestling by both contestants. Head scissors still applied here by the Cobra in a standing position. Looks like Dogg tried to power him over there, but the Cobra, powerful legs, just holding on to the head of Bobby Dalton, and he won't let go. I think Dogg's in even worse of a predicament now. As Cobra pushes up, applying the pressure. He might want to take Dogg's head off and take it back to Mexico with him. Dogg escapes again, and this time, no technical wrestling now. No, he's going to the fisticuffs as he pounds the head of El Cobra, picking his man up now. Throws him through the ropes to the concrete floor. And Dogg now on the ring apron. As Cajun Joe takes a few steps back, Dogg readies himself. Comes down with an elbow smash to the floor from the apron on El Cobra. What a move. Picks him up, full body slam on the arena floor. As Dogg rolls in and breaks Jerry Reiner's count. Waving off his manager, Cajun Joe. Stomps Bobby Dogg on the forehead, it looked like. Excuse me, El Cobra. Into the ring post goes the arm of El Cobra. And this one's just breaking down. Dogg apparently sick and tired of trying to wrestle the man. He's going to just beat him up. Dogg on the top turnbuckle comes down. Looked like Cobra reversed with an arm drag variation. And once again, Cajun Joe up on the ring apron. He's got to be an annoyance to referee Jerry Reiner. The Cobra's got a lateral press on Bobby Dogg. A 2 count, but Dogg's foot on the rope. That'll break the count. Ring announcer Steve Savage just informed us that 15 minutes are gone in the match. 15 minutes remain. Irish whip to the opposite side. Dogg ducks the elbow. Big clothesline by El Cobra, and down goes Dogg. Both men on the canvas. Once again, Cajun Joe up on the ring apron. Lateral press by the Cobra. Only a 2 count. And Jerry Reiner once again ordering Cajun Joe to get off the ring apron. Uh-oh, looked like a low blow there by Dogg. What a match. It's gone back and forth, fans, throughout the contest as they're trading forearms, elbows, back and forth. Both men exhausted. Looked like a knee lift by the Cobra there, a forearm smash to the back. He's got Dogg on the ropes now. Chop across the chest. And another knife edge. You can tell this match has taken its toll on both combatants. Wait a second. Cajun Joe tripping the leg of El Cobra. As Bobby Dogg applies a variation of the camel clutch on the Mexican sensation El Cobra. Dogg now in control. It's been back and forth. What a match. Great action here on Independent Wrestling Classics. The banner of these matches, Southern States Championship Wrestling. And we've seen some great matches from this organization. Our first contest, the Junkyard Dog Norvell Austin taking on Bob Sparkplug Holly. It was a great one. And this second match is no exception. Cajun Joe once again on the ring apron. Jerry Reiner spots him, making him get back down on the arena floor. Wait to the far right of your screen, fans, the hands of Cajun Joe on the boots of El Cobra. Jerry Reiner spotted him and forced the break. He's a menace.
Dahl now with the shin across the back of the head of the Cobra. Wait a second, Dahl exiting the squared circle. Where's he going? Can we follow him? He's got a steel chair, bringing it in the ring. And if he hits the Cobra with it, it'll be a disqualification. I don't see the logic here. He set the chair up in the center of the ring. I don't know what's going on. Knife edge chop. The Cobra's on the ropes, but what's Dahl doing with this steel chair? He's setting it in the center of the ring. Hits the ropes for momentum. Oh my, over the top rope. What a move by Bobby Dahl. Both men on the arena floor now. And Dahl looks like he's going to re-enter the ring. No? Wait a minute, he's going to the top. But the Cobra's on the arena floor. Body press to the floor by Bobby Dahl. He's taking it to the extreme. Referee Jerry Reiner putting the count on both men. That move had to take its toll. As Dahl sends his opponent back into the ring. My voice is going, folks. What a match this has been. Headlock by Dahl. Wait a minute, looked like a bulldog. And Cajun Joe once again on the apron, distracting the referee, but his man has the pin. He's hooked the leg. That's a 5 count right there, fans. And by the time Reiner gets over there, could have a confrontation between Dahl and Cajun Joe here. Dahl appears to be complaining that he had the cover. Reverse sunset flip by the Cobra. 2, 3, and your winner of this match is going to be El Cobra. Strangely enough, Cajun Joe cost his own man the match. And Joe is livid in the ring as Jerry Reiner raises the hand of the Mexican sensation. El Cobra, your winner.
We're back with you once again, wrestling fans, for our second bout. It's going to be the Battle of the Legends. As you see, the wild man, Don Fargo, one of the most dangerous men ever to step inside the squared circle in professional wrestling, making his way around ringside. And Steve, I know you've been close to Don Fargo for many years in the Fabulous Fargos.
That's exactly right. Wild man Don Fargo, the man responsible for breaking in Greg the Hammer Valentine, Rowdy Roddy Piper, some of the most marketable and reputable names in professional wrestling today. Wild man Don Fargo, Jackie Fargo, the Fabulous Fargos, a tradition lives on tonight here in Bainbridge, Georgia.
And that's right here in Globe Star Wrestling. It's all about tradition as the master of the sleeper hold, Ken Lucas, gets ready to make his way to ringside. The fans really love this man all over the South. He's a legend. The master of the sleeper. Had a lot of great bouts recently with Bullet Bob Armstrong and came out on top to prove that he is indeed the master of the sleeper hold.
Right there you are, Dalton, Alabama, the Continental Reunion. Bullet Bob Armstrong against Ken Lucas, sleeper versus sleeper. Good night, Irene, for Bullet Bob. Ken Lucas victorious on that one. Mesa, Arizona against Hell's Kitchen, New York. Now, those two states are far, far apart. Legendary Don Fargo, legendary Ken Lucas tonight. One of the great matches here in Bainbridge, Georgia.
Well, you look at this, the lack of class of Don Fargo spitting out his chaw and putting it back in his pocket, saving that one for later, I think. I can't say much about his manners, but inside the ring, he's one of the toughest men ever to step inside the ring as these two legends square off here. Fargo looks a little apprehensive.
Fargo with a 350-plus bench press still can do 350-plus. Now, I was in the gym with him about 2 or 3 months ago. He's looking good for this event. Still very much active in professional wrestling. Not only wrestling, but coordinating, promoting, matchmaking on some other events coming up in the near future, as well as Ken Lucas. Great shape, man. It's just good to see these two in the ring tonight. Bainbridge, Georgia, what a card of professional wrestling.
Ken Lucas has such great hand speed. He's got that boxing background a little bit. He can really throw those rights and lefts. They locked up there a little bit of separation being caused by the official as both men go into the ropes. Collar and elbow tie up once again. It's Fargo in control with the standing side headlock. That's what cauliflower ears are made of right there.
You got that right. Fargo with that standing side headlock. Lucas, forearm to the back. Now Fargo, man, wild and crazy as he is, he still knows the basics of professional wrestling. Look at Roddy Piper. Look at Greg Valentine, like I said earlier. These men know the basics and the, the mat wrestling ability. But Fargo on the upper hand right there. Fargo, rather, I'm sorry, is a mat wrestler, a brawler. You're talking about extreme wrestling. We've got some extreme stars here tonight, but Fargo created extreme, brother.
That's right, Don Fargo, the Wild Man. And you mentioned the Highlander Dwayne McLeod earlier on in our first bout, and also the Lightning Kid Jerry Reiner. They trained for quite some time with Don Fargo. It's a little known fact, but a lot of people say that's really where their careers turned around, and where they really started to shine was after the trainings, the long, grueling training sessions with Don Fargo. And now it's Ken Lucas with a side headlock of his own on the Wild Man. Fargo backs his man into the ropes, forearm smash right to the midsection. And these men they're getting up there in age. They can't take the bumps and the bruises like they used to be able to. So I can't imagine this match is going to go very long, as it's Don Fargo with that front face lock.
Wild Man Don Fargo, 70 plus. Phil, I don't want to give his age, but he don't look a bit over the age of 40. Man, he's in great shape, goes to the gym every day, wrestles just about every weekend, and the story speaks for itself right there. I mean, Don Fargo, a legend of the Gulf Coast.
Fargo there sticking his head between that top and middle rope, causing some separation there. Veteran referee Cecil Roden Dogg there keeping order in this matchup. And once again, the side headlock. Ken Lucas tries to shoot his man off, but it looked like Fargo got a handful of Lucas's hair there, stopping the momentum entirely. Grinding away with that vice-like side headlock. And I can tell you from experience, Don Fargo is one strong man. Both of these men have kept themselves in great active physical condition. Top wrist lock reversal now by Ken Lucas, but back into the side headlock with a pull of the hair there behind the back of the official. It's the Wild Man Don Fargo.
There's where, like I said earlier, experience pays off. These men are if you combine the experience of professional wrestling, it'd be over 100 years. I'll tell you what, this match, like no other you've seen in the past. Coordinator of Globe Star Wrestling, also of the WFW, Bobby Wilson, matchmaker, put some of the greatest wrestling cards together along with Larry Strickland of Globe Star, and came up. We've got Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant, another legend, man. It could be POW tonight. Pioneers of wrestling. Just think about that.
That's right, and it looks like taking the advantage now, Ken Lucas. Every time Fargo seems to be on top, Lucas manages to get his way out of the predicament with those hard right hands, that quick hand speed. Greco-Roman knuckle lock now, but look at Lucas, winds his man in the wrist lock. But it's Fargo with the strength and power advantage, backs his man to the ropes once again.
Phil, I learned a greater respect for the business as a youngster. Years ago, when you learn at a young age, you learn to appreciate not only the wrestling part, but the business as well. I was taught business and wrestling, how to do the interviews and, what to say and what not to say. By the legendary Don Fargo, by Flash Monroe, and by some of the greats that are already gone now. And, I cherish the moment to be a part of this event with Fargo and Lucas. What a match, man.
Don Fargo there using that belt buckle on that weightlifting belt he's brought into the squared circle with him. Allowing a little bit of leniency there. Dogg, Cecil Roden, allowing Fargo to bring that belt into the ring, and he used it as a weapon right there. Fargo now backs his man into the corner buckle, rears back with a hard right hand, but the referee there caught an elbow.
Oh, Phil, look out, man. Fargo's going to take that belt off. You know what time it is now.
Oh, jeez. The impact slapping across the flesh there with that leather belt. Don Fargo now, no regard for the rules and regulations of pro wrestling, but look at Lucas fight back. Hard right hands right to the forehead. He's got the belt. Retaliation right across the back. You could see the sweat fly. Leather across, flash, right to the stomach. And Ken Lucas now retaliating, backs his man into the ropes. Irish whip to the opposite side. This is it, the sleeper.
It's all over. This is the same move he took Bullet Bob Armstrong out in Dalton at the Houston County Farm Center. This could be it, Phil.
70 plus years old, that blood doesn't flow like it used to already, and he's cutting off that carotid artery. The flow of oxygen to the brain will cease. There's one.
He's got it locked in, man. Really wrenching that sleeper hold.
Roland checks the arm 3 times, it drops, and it's over. The winner of the Legends match is going to be the living legend Ken Lucas, the master of the sleeper hold.
Don't forget, wrestling fans, there's no time limit, no disqualification, and the winning team will be the first team to have all 3 members exit the cage with both feet hitting the arena floor. And Sika stepping inside the squared circle. The patriarch of this tag team, the veteran. The Sultan makes his way inside the confines of the steel cage, and finally, the 400-plus pound Matty Smalls, and they're getting it on right off the bat. The fists are flying. Action all over the ring. Head first into the steel cage goes the Sultan. Hammering away is Brian Knobbs on Samoan Sika. Matty Smalls has taken the hard right hands from Don DiBiase, and now Brian Knobbs, one half of the Nasty Boys. A headbutt from Don DiBiase, that's the wrong route to go against the Samoans. Face first into the steel mesh goes both Matty Smalls and the Sultan. The Sultan once again into the steel. And right off the bat, it's the fan favorites ruling the squared circle. Adams now hammering away fist and fire on Matty Smalls. Hard right hand to the top of the head, and it looks like the Sultan has a laceration. He's wearing the crimson mask already. These kinds of matches, I gotta tell you, they shorten careers. A gut shot by Sika. And a forearm to the back on Don DiBiase. Matty Smalls taking over on Brian Knobbs. Looks like Chris Adams with a sleeper hold applied on the Sultan. Matty Smalls went to put Knobbs face first into the mesh once again, but receives it himself. Hard right hands from Brian Knobbs, former WCW and WWF World Tag Team Champion. A knee drop there, nicely executed by Chris Adams on the Sultan. Don DiBiase delivering the boots there. Sika getting involved. This is getting hard to call, fans. Once again to the steel, the Sultan, who is bleeding profusely. And Don DiBiase with the fist tanked is not helping matters any. Hard right hands right to the forehead. An elbow drop on Samoan Gangsta Matty Smalls by Brian Knobbs. Smalls also bleeding profusely from the forehead. This is a brutal, brutal 6-man contest. No scientific catch-can wrestling holds here, fans. This one isn't for the weak at heart. God, look at the head of the Sultan. There's the super kick from Chris Adams. Laid out the Sultan. One to the chin of Samoan Sika. And it looks like they're setting up the Samoan Gangsta Matty Smalls. Right to the chin. The innovator of the super kick, gentleman Chris Adams, lays out all 3 members of the rule-breaking team. DiBiase now mounting his man in the turnbuckle. Hard right hands right to the side of the head as the crowd counts along, solidly behind Don DiBiase and his tag team partners. The commish with a double axe handle smash, but a big headbutt. A little offense from Big Matty Smalls. He's a big man, you can't keep him down long. And now the team of Sika, the Sultan, and Matty Smalls have turned things around once again. Face first into the steel goes Brian Knobbs. Don DiBiase gets taken out of his shoes. Total carnage inside the squared circle within the confines of this steel cage. Double nerve clasp applied on Chris Adams by Sika, the veteran. Don DiBiase's on Dream Street, taking a severe beating at the hands of the Sultan. Brian Knobbs has his chest raked, and now the face by the vicious Matty Smalls, the Samoan gangster. He has no mercy whatsoever. A full scoop and a slam. Look out, the Sultan setting his man up. Good grief, stuffed pile driver, compressing the vertebrae, just rattling the spine of Don DiBiase. Sika just digging his fingernails right into the facial features of gentleman Chris Adams. This has got to be one of the greatest main events I've ever encountered. UWF Wrestling is hot. It's hotter than ever. Headbutt by Sika on Brian Knobbs of the Nasty Boys. So much action in this matchup. A throat shot by the Sultan, former World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champion. A boot to the throat of gentleman Chris Adams from Big Matty Smalls, the 400+ pound Samoan gangsta. Hard foot right to the chest from Sika, former World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion, too many times to name. Good grief, what a stiff kick from Matty Smalls. And it looks like the Sultan is trying to ascend the ropes and get out of the cage. He's stopped short by Don DiBiase. What impact! All the way to the canvas goes the Sultan from that top rope. Brian Knobbs mounting a comeback once again on Wild Samoan Sika. I told you this one wasn't going to be pretty, wrestling fans. A laceration on the arm there, the tricep of Brian Knobbs. A career could be ended right here tonight. You never can tell with these cage matches. They're so deadly, so dangerous. Reverse neck breaker applied by the Sultan on Don DiBiase, who appears to be out like a light. Chris Adams still flat on his back. Nasty boy Brian Knobbs trying to shake off the cobwebs. Samoan Sika hammering away. Matty Smalls signaling that the end is near. The rule breakers just pummeling their opposition. And things do not look good right now. This situation doesn't bode well for the team of Don DiBiase, gentlemen Chris Adams, and Brian Knobbs. viciously choking his man in the corner. What a splash! 400 plus pounds down across the sternum of Chris Adams, but Don DiBiase has things well in hand, so to speak. The Sultan there straddling that middle rope. That'll take its toll. Remember, no disqualification, no time limit. This match will not end until all three members of one team have made it to the arena floor. No pinfall, no submission, no surrender. Escape is the only way out. Hard to the mesh. That hard steel. Don DiBiase, a clubbing forearm by Matt E. Smalls on gentleman Chris Adams. Once again, Brian Knobbs trying to mount a comeback. Hard elbow smash to the top of the cranium of Sika. Hard right hands for the Sultan. Brian Knobbs has gotten a second win now. Look at Chris Adams firing back on the big man. Don DiBiase hammering away at the facial features of Sika. The fan favorites are back in this match. I haven't been this excited about a main event in a long time. Triple Irish whip like a train wreck in the center of the ring. Brian Knobbs now with Matty Smalls puts him face first into the turnbuckle. Don DiBiase pairs off with the Sultan. Chris Adams hammering away on Wild Samoan Sika. Wait a second, there's Rod Price. What's he doing down here? He has no affiliation that I know of with any of these men. The steel chair introduced into the ring. The Sultan, you could call him the Sultan of Swing, as he takes out all three members of the opposition with that steel chair, that foreign object that was provided by Rod Price. Apparently Rod had a price. Sika with Don DiBiase there. Look out, a miscue. The Sultan lays out his tag team partner. Adams snatches the chair. Good grief. What a chair shot to the head of the Sultan. Take your medicine, Matty Smalls. But he doesn't go down. Boom, the double chair line, and that puts the big 400-pounder on the canvas. And now it's Brian Knobbs dishing out the punishment with that steel chair, no disqualification. And this could be the opportunity for the team of Brian Knobbs, Chris Adams, and Don DiBiase to get out. Rod Price was blocking the door, but Bishop Steele out to lend a hand. But it looks like the fan favorites are having trouble getting that door open. They may have to exit the cage by climbing over. That cage door would be the quickest exit if they could get it open. Brian Knobbs apparently is telling his partners to go ahead and climb over. Look out, the door is open. Adams and DiBiase are out of here. But Brian Knobbs is still over there trying to climb over the top. And now he's got three men to deal with. Remember, the match is not over until all three members of one team are on the floor. Brian Knobbs making a break for the door. They've got his ankle. It's a tug of war here. Kicking away Knobbs. He made it. He made it. The winners of the match are going to be Brian Knobbs, Don DiBiase, and gentleman Chris Adams. Now punishing Rod Price for his interference. He's thrown into the cage. There's your winners, wrestling fans. I'm losing my voice. What action here in UWF Wrestling?
All right, wrestling fans, we're set with more great action here on Mr. Electricity Jerry Reiner, Volume 9. The next contest with a very special stipulation. It's a lumberjack strap match between Black Sheep Danny Roland and Mr. Electricity Jerry Reiner, former tag team partners. As you can see, many wrestlers lining the ringside area. You've got the tag team of Double Trouble. You've got Aaron Blaze. You've got Nick Bondage, along with Shinobu and many others. They've all got leather straps, and anybody who gets thrown to the ringside area is going to get a lashing and get chucked right back inside the squared circle. Reiner with a quick headlock takeover. Head scissors by Roland. Reiner again with the headlock takeover. And Roland again with the escape. They face off in the center. Quick action here opening up this contest. This matchup taking place in December of 2006 in Bruton, Alabama, under the banner of Dirty South Pro Wrestling. Collar and elbow tie up center of the ring, standing arm ringer now. The wrist lock applied by the Black Sheep, Danny Roland. Reiner rolling through, relieving the pressure, sweeps the leg, quick cover. And the Black Sheep calling for a timeout. Danny Roland there complaining to the official Justin Sink. Saying Reiner pulled his hair. I didn't see that. And both competitors circling once again. They lock up in the center there. Reiner quickly throwing Roland out to the ringside area. But wait a second. The wrestlers on that side of the ring don't appear to have any interest in lashing Danny Roland with those leather straps. I'm sensing a little bit of skullduggery here. Roland being allowed to take his time, getting back inside the squared circle. Sort of goes against the spirit, the underlying idea of a lumberjack strap match, if you ask me. They lock up once again. Jockeying for position now. Reiner, quick arm drag takeover. And Roland again claiming that Reiner pulled the hair. I didn't see any infraction of the rules there on the part of Mr. Electricity myself. If you ask me, this is just a mind game on the part of Black Sheep Danny Roland, trying to get inside the head of Jerry Reiner. Wait a second, again Reiner shooting Roland to the floor, but this time to the other side of the ring, and he's getting cracked with those leather straps. Back inside the squared circle now, Reiner with a standing side headlock. Roland trying to free himself using his power, but Reiner with that bulldog tenacity hanging on. Shots to the breadbasket by Danny Roland, and a big knee lift out of nowhere. That one crossed Reiner's eyes. And now the Black Sheep pouring on the offense on the corner buckle. Wait a second, from the outside. Some of the wrestlers from Danny Roland's camp there choking away at Reiner with those leather straps. At this point, they might as well just get everybody on the ring apron and make this one a 10-man tag. And the fans in Bruton getting behind Mr. Electricity here. making his way to a vertical base. Elbows to the midsection. Oh, then Roland goes to the eyes and shoots Reiner to the ringside floor. He's in hostile territory. Nick Bondage and others, Shinobu among them, lashing away at Reiner's flesh. Roland with a cover. He's got his feet on the ropes for leverage. Good officiating there by Justin Sink, the referee. Roland could have kicked a field goal with that one with Reiner's ribs. Roland backs his man in, shoots him off. Big clothesline, down like a sack of potatoes goes Mr. Electricity. Things not looking good at this point in the matchup for Jerry Reiner. Here's a cover, could be all. Only a count of two, Reiner kicking out. Roland going for the cover once again. Third time, maybe the charm, no. And once again, this is ridiculous. Reiner trying to fight back there. And a rake of the eyes from Danny Roland once again. Reversal of the Irish whip. Another reversal of the momentum. A boot from Reiner. There's the face buster. Both men on the canvas. Jerry Reiner making his own break. Trying to get that second win. There's the short drop kick right to the knee. Shining Wizard connects. And this could be the opportunity Mr. Electricity was looking for. Snapmare, center of the ring, short drop kick right to the back of the noggin. Winds the arm now, reverse thrust kick. Reiner with the cover. Barely able to kick out there, the black sheep Danny Roland. Roland ducks the clothesline attempt from Reiner. Both men collide out to the outside of the ring. There goes Roland. Reiner looks like he might be out inside the squared circle. What's going on here at ringside? Danny Roland getting whipped like a government mule. Both men back inside the squared circle now. Reiner firing away with the rights and lefts and a boot. There's a super kick. The lightning strike from Mr. Electricity. Daring Danny Roland to get back to his feet. Reiner nailing it, man. Wait a second, Nick Bondage. Reiner ducks the clothesline. Another super kick sends Bondage to the canvas. Shinobu. There's an enziguri from Reiner. We've got mayhem on the outside. Irish whip from Roland. Reiner ducks the clothesline. Look out, crucifix. It's over. Fans, your winner's going to be Mr. Electricity, Jerry Reiner. Another incredible matchup here on Mr. Electricity, Jerry Reiner, Volume 9.
We're back again, wrestling fans, for the first of three big bonus matchups. World Wrestling Federation superstar Bob Holly taking on Norvell Austin, the gritty ring veteran. Should be a great bout. Both men lock up collar and elbow. Holly blocks the attempted right hand by Austin. Three rights of his own, and already the original Junkyard Dog, Norvell Austin, scooting to the arena floor. Norvell back inside the squared circle now with Holly, currently one half of the NWA World Tag Team Champions. Along with Bart Gunn, they form the team of the New Midnight Express. Speaking of the Midnight Express, Norvell Austin, the man in the ring right now with Holly, 1/3 of the original Midnight Express. Also one half of the PYTs, the Pretty Young Things, with Coco Beware the Birdman. The long storied career of Norvell Austin reads like a who's who of professional wrestling. He's taken them all on inside the squared circle, and it's Bob Holly now with a standing side headlock. Austin shoots him into the ropes. A big tackle, down goes Norvell. Side headlock and a takedown. Holly trying to keep his man on the canvas. In my opinion, Bob Holly needs to keep the speed in this matchup as high as possible. Norvell Austin likes that slow, deliberate pace, and he knows all the ins and outs of pro wrestling. Both of these men ring veterans in their own right. But Norvell is definitely going to have the experience advantage. He's probably wrestled over half his life. Once again, Norvell shooting Bob Holly into the ropes. A big tackle. A drop down by Norvell. Attempted hip lock. Reversed by Holly, and a beautiful standing drop kick. Boy, that's one of the best drop kicks in the sport. Caught Norvell right in the side of the face. This match taking place in Atmore, Alabama, under the banner of Southern States Championship Wrestling. Norvell there asking if anyone got the license plate of that truck that hit him. Complaining to the official now about something. Norvell there. Everything looked clean and legal to me from where I'm sitting. We sure hope you're enjoying this Independent Wrestling Classic Spotlight on the Lightning Kid wrestling fans. And a classic ploy there perpetrated by the Junkyard Dog Norvell Austin. He was the first man in the ring, and you always have that advantage when your opponent is sliding in underneath the bottom rope. There's a big elbow smash from Norvell. The patented headbutt. Norvell Austin, the first man to use the moniker of the Junkyard Dog. Of course, the late, great Junkyard Dog died recently in a car wreck, the man that competed in the World Wrestling Federation, and he'll be sorely missed. There's a reverse elbow by Norvell. Shucking and jiving there in the ring. He's proud of himself. He needs to stay on his man, though. This Bob Holly can beat you in an eyelash. Lateral press hooks the leg. The ring veteran only gets a count of 2 there, and a reverse chin lock now applied by Norvell. And this, I believe, is where Austin wants to keep his younger, quicker opponent on the canvas, leaning on him with all that weight in the reverse chin lock. You're not going to show Norvell Austin anything he hasn't seen before, I don't think. Austin competing in the mat wars for nearly 40 years. Holly attempting to reverse out of that chin lock to no avail now. Makes his way back to a vertical base. Nice arm drag counter there by Sparkplug. And a clothesline right in the face takes him down to the mat. Only a 2 count. Holly kicking out once again. I know he doesn't call himself Sparkplug anymore, wrestling fans, but I refuse to call the man Bodacious Bob. I have too much respect for him as a competitor to use a name like that in reference to Bob Holly. Once again with the reverse chinlock applied now, it's Norvell Austin, the ring veteran, trying to wear down his opponent in the center. This crowd in Atmore trying to get behind Bob Holly here. He was the fan favorite in this matchup. Great crowd on hand here at the Porch Indian Reservation in Atmore for Southern States Championship Wrestling. Holly once again trying for that arm drag reversal, but you can fool Norvell Austin once, but you're sure not going to fool him twice. Right back to the reverse chinlock. The sign of a great ring veteran in that squared circle. If I had to pick a winner in this one, fans, it'd have to be Norvell Austin, the veteran. Bob Holly, a fantastic superstar in his own right, a ring veteran also. But you got to figure in all those years in the ring going to the favor of Norvell Austin. He's got Holly on the canvas now. A rush of adrenaline. Bob Holly makes his way back up to his feet. Hard right hands to the midsection, off the ropes with momentum. The big knee lift. Another one of the trademark moves of Norvell Austin. Catches Holly right in the face. Holly better count his teeth after that one. There's a big elbow smash right to the top of the cranium. Austin choking Holly on the ropes there. Big double axe handle smash right across the chest. High impact blows now being incorporated into the repertoire of Norvell Austin, and a big boot right to the face. And Norvell's got this match firmly in his grasp. Austin scoops his man up. Nice backbreaker, perfectly applied there. Norvell wasting a little time here with the ringside fans. Goes for the lateral press cover, but does not hook the leg. Only a count of 2. I don't know if Norvell thought he had his man there. He didn't hook that leg. You got to neutralize the lower body of your opposition there. But who am I to tell this man how to wrestle his match? This man was in the ring competing before I was even a sparkle in my daddy's eye. Once again, it's Holly trying to get the crowd here in Atmore behind him. Trying to make his way out of this hold here. Great ring strategy by Norvell Austin. He's wearing Holly down, making him carry his weight and getting a breather at the same time. Holly might be out of it here. He's been on the receiving end of a lot of punishment. Once again, the adrenaline pumping through the veins of Bob Sparkplug Holly. Making his way back up to a vertical base once again. Right hands right to the breadbasket of Norvell. A big tackle, and down goes Austin. Look out, inverted atomic drop. And now it's Bob Holly asserting himself in this matchup. This the first of 3 big bonus matches. Also yet to come on this video, 4 more great matchups featuring the Lightning Kid Jerry Reiner, as it's Bob Holly putting the face of Norvell Austin into that turnbuckle. Mounts his man in the corner. Hard right hands to the side of the head. The crowd counting along there. Look out, a gut shot by Norvell. A scoop and a slam right in the middle of the ring by Norvell Austin, the ring veteran, taking control, making his own break there. Calls for one more. Holly slips off the back. Look out, rolls his man up off the ropes. 2, 3, that's it. The winner of this match is going to be Bob Holly. Stay tuned, wrestling fans. Up next, more action featuring the Lightning Kid, Jerry Reiner.
All right, wrestling fans, we're back with more great wrestling action featuring the Lightning Kid, Jerry Reiner. This match taking place in Milton, Florida. It's going to be for the Southeastern Championship Wrestling television title. Held at the time by the Lightning Kid. His challenger, multi-time former World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion, the Road Dogg Jesse James. Both of these men, big fan favorites in Southeastern Championship Wrestling as the official holding the belt high. This is a title match, but wait a second. Off camera here, already some commotion. It's the Cartel, a group of rule breakers in SCW, headed up by Donnie Martin and the Fugitive. Apparently making their presence known at ringside, much to the chagrin of both the Lightning Kid Jerry Reiner and the Road Dogg Jesse James. And there you see Donnie Martin, the leader of the Cartel there, pleading his case to the ringside security. And if we can get order restored here, we can begin this one-on-one championship title match for the SCW TV title. As it's Reiner and the Road Dogg squaring off. Good sportsmanship there, a handshake. And both men getting this crowd in Milton, Florida at the Avalon Sports Arena into the action. They lock up collar and elbows, center of the ring, standing wrist lock applied by Reiner, the champion. And the Road Dogg with a reversal there, standing wrist lock of his own. Reiner there relieving the pressure, kips up. Back to the standing wrist lock, kick to the back of the leg. Mighty straw cradle, but they're in the ropes. Good ring positioning there from the challenger, the Road Dogg Jesse James. And it looks like James took a seat at ringside there with the fans. Great to see fan favorites squaring off. As Reiner gets the crowd into the action once again. Southeastern Championship Wrestling, Milton, Florida. And the Road Dogg, the challenger, re-enters the ring. Was that the crane technique? And champion and challenger circling once again. Locking up in the center. Hard right hand out of nowhere from the Road Dogg, boot to the midsection. And Jesse James turning the action up a notch. Shoots his man into the ropes. Went for the side slam reversal into the tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Drop kick right to the back. And once again the Road Dogg, Jesse James, the challenger, makes his way to the arena floor. And thus far it's been all the champion, the Lightning Kid Jerry Reiner. But you can never count a veteran like the Road Dogg Jesse James out, that's for sure. Wait a second, coming out of the crowd now. He's got some old lady's cane. Well, that's the Road Dogg for you. What a sense of humor that guy's got. And Getting the Lightning Kid back inside the squared circle. Reiner, they're actually leading a Road Dogg chant, I believe. Mutual respect and admiration there shown by both participants. I'm still wondering what that whole cartel deal was about. Donnie Martin and the Fugitive at ringside early on. And again with a standing wrist lock, it's Reiner working over the Road Dogg Jesse James. The Kid switching gears now, goes to the ankle lock. Interesting tactics here from Jerry Reiner as we see Donnie Martin once again at ringside. Apparently the cartel have not left the ringside area as of yet. But you would expect Reiner to go to the air in this situation against the larger Road Dogg Jesse James. The Road Dogg more of a mat wrestler slash brawler. But Reiner apparently going after the wheels of the Road Dogg. Dragon screw leg whip. Reiner takes the Road Dogg down once again, still working over that left leg. And the champion now locking in the step over toe hold. And Donnie Martin still at ringside. Jesse James, the shoulders down for the count of 2 there. Dropping the knee right across the leg of the Road Dogg, and now the elbow. Reiner locks his man in. Great scientific mat wrestling being shown here by the champion. Wait a second. The back of the leg right across the face there from Jesse James, but look out, Reiner with a short drop kick right to the kneecap. And now a spinning toe hold a la Terry Funk being applied. And you gotta say, Reiner's been in control of the Road Dogg, and there's a message for the cartel from Reiner. Meanwhile, the crowd here in Milton getting behind their hometown crowd favorite, the Road Dogg Jesse James, who retaliates now with hard right hands to the cranium. That would knock Reiner for a loop. And again, the Road Dogg dancing with what brung him, and that's those hard right hands, reversal of the Irish whip, duck of the clothesline. He's juking, he's jiving, shake, rattle, and roll. Reiner well scouted there. Misses with the right hand, atomic drop into the corner, and both men smash heads. And challenger and champion go spilling to the arena floor. Wait a second, on the outside, the Fugitive. I thought I heard a chair shot, wrestling fans. And the Road Dogg is motionless. Reiner's got no idea what's going on. There's the 3 count. The champion's going to retain the television title. But Reiner concerned now. And there's Donnie Martin of the cartel. Fans, I can guarantee you Jerry Reiner has nothing to do with this cartel. Apparently a personal score to be settled with the Road Dogg from the cartel. And Jerry Reiner just benefiting from the interference. But Reiner was knocked for a loop as well out there. I don't think he had any idea what was going on the other side of the ring. Reiner with some comments for the cartel there. The Road Dogg Jesse James apparently still confused here. Not sure if the Lightning Kid was in on the chicanery that was involved there. A steel chair across the head. Trying to explain to the official there, and Reiner pleading his case with the Road Dogg. Reiner there with the championship belt, handing it to the Road Dogg Jesse James. What a show of sportsmanship from the champion.
As well as I know, I'm not going to take it like that. You got me right,
Reiner says he'll give the Road Dogg a rematch if he signs on the dotted line anytime. Wait a second, the cartel now in the ring. And the Road Dogg taking care of business on Donnie Martin. Reiner with a shot. And now Jesse James knows who his friends are. Fans, stay tuned. Up next, more great action featuring the Lightning Kid, Jerry Reiner. The big surprise, it's the Sultan from the World Wrestling Federation, the man from the Middle East. At 350 plus pounds. In our main event, he'll be taking on the most homicidal, suicidal, genocidal sports entertainer in the business today, Sabu from ECW. Accompanied ringside by Bill Alfonso, the man that calls it right down the middle. What a main event, wrestling fans. Sabu versus the Sultan. You gotta know it's gonna get extreme here in Dothan, Alabama tonight at the Houston County Farm Center. World Pro Wrestling 2000s, Professional Wrestling Blowout 98. Look at Sabu, he's ready to pounce. But good grief, the Sultan at 350 plus pounds. I don't believe I've ever seen Sabu in the ring with anyone of that size other than Bam Bam Bigelow of the Triple Threat. Squaring off the two combatants as we get set to get our main event underway, wrestling fans. Look at Sabu, he's a maniac, not backing down one bit from the big man. The Sultan just standing there, intimidating spectacle that he is, sizing up his opposition. What an incredible matchup. It's the World Wrestling Federation versus Extreme Championship Wrestling right here in Dothan, Alabama. Sabu goes for a leg dive, but the Sultan was out of the way there. Once again, the Sultan stepping aside now, hammering away at Sabu, one half of the current Extreme Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions of the world. Irish whip from the Sultan here with momentum. Sabu ducks the clothesline, ducks the elbow attempt, slamming the Sultan face first, missing with a roundhouse right there. Oh, but catches a boot right to the sternum. This one's not going to be pretty, wrestling fans. It's going to be extreme, as it's the Sultan with the early offense. Hard right hand right to the cranium of Bill Alfonso with that whistle, trying to get his charge back into this match. Hard right hand from Sabu, returning fire. It's the Sultan, choking his man in the corner there. Referee A.J. Pearson there to try to break it up. But the Sultan threatening the official there. Choking away mercilessly. What a main event, wrestling fans. Irish whip into the corner buckle. Sabu hits hard, but nobody home as the Sultan rams that shoulder right into the steel ring post. A springboard there into a side kick. I'm losing my voice, fans. The action here is so exciting. Springboard moonsault there. But Sabu unable to hold the big man down for a count of 3. All that strength and power possessed by the Sultan. Look at Sabu sliding baseball slide kick to the arena floor. Muscles the big man over the guardrail. What's this going to be? Sabu setting the Sultan up. He's got a steel chair in the ring here. The chair dive, springboard, plancha over the rail and into the crowd. It's extreme, fans, here in World Pro Wrestling 2000. Sabu could have hurt himself on that one as well. Bill Alfonso there getting the table ready for his charge, Sabu. And you knew sooner or later, wrestling fans, Sabu would try to bring a table into the match. But now the Sultan rears his ugly head, slamming Sabu face first into the table, hammering away now. He's got him laid out. What can the Sultan have in mind for Sabu? And it's the big 350-plus pound Sultan making his way up the ropes here, all the way to the top turnbuckle. But Sabu had the presence of mind there, grabbed the rope. The Sultan straddled the rope there. Leaping side kick from Sabu from the top rope. You never know what that lunatic is going to do next. Off the ropes with momentum, the chair dive. Top rope moonsault right on the head of the Sultan. Just squashed him there with the moonsault. This is insane, wrestling fans. The official down for the count. But again, the big man powers out. Unbelievable action, wrestling fans. Another sliding drop kick from Sabu. Look out from the inside. Slingshot over the top rope, leg drop through the table. That might have knocked the big Sultan right out unconscious. I can't believe this, fans. I've never seen action like this anywhere. The epitome of hardcore Sabu. Really putting it to the Sultan there. AJ putting the count on the big man. He's up to 5. But look at the Sultan sliding back in the ring underneath that bottom rope. Makes the cover. A 2 count and kicking out once again the Sultan. Off the ropes again, but getting a boot to the midsection there. Sabu. Pile driver from the Sultan. Right on that injured neck. Sabu with a history of neck injuries. Most of them suffered at the hands of the human suplex machine, Taz. Wait a second, Big Matty Smalls. The Samoan gangsta, but out of the way was Sabu. He nails the Sultan right in the head with that steel chair. Cracking the chair across the head of Matty Smalls. The Van Daminator there, borrowing a maneuver from his tag team partner, Sabu. In control here. Wait a second. The camel clutch. Shades of the Sheik. Where did Matty Smalls, the Extreme Gangsta, come from? From the Samoan Gangsta Party, former World Wrestling Federation superstars, also ECW World Tag Team Champions. Good grief, the Arabian Facebuster, leg drop with a steel chair, floats over for the cover, and that's all, wrestling fans. Sabu has done it, getting the victory there over the Sultan, but Matty Smalls is still at ringside. Bill Alfonso hurling chairs there. We've got the locker room is unloaded here, holding back Matty Smalls. Thank you for joining us, wrestling fans. I am Philip J. Farrow, and we'll see you next time. World Pro Wrestling 2000, what an event.